What's up, family? It's Conversations with Cobi. Yes, it's Wednesday, and it is 8:30, and we are still celebrating Women's Month. Fabulous Women's Month. I've told you before, I am the oldest of 8 girls. I grew up with my mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, and so I understand how valuable it is to celebrate those women who lead, who choose to follow, who inspire, who create, and who carry us, especially through those dark days. And today I have an inspiring, amazing young woman who has taken something that she's loved and has a passion for and turned it into something fabulous that helps a lot more people than her. And now she's expanding that. I call her a media mogul, but she hasn't accepted that title yet. But I'm gonna bring her on, and I'm gonna bring on Ciji from Charged Up Dancing. How are you today, sweetie?
I'm doing good. That was the best introduction I have had. Love it. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm amazing. So Ciji, you started up Charged Up Dancing, but I want to take a few steps back and ask you about the Ciji who loved dancing.
Right.
Tell me about how your love for that came about?
I've always loved dancing. So growing up, I wasn't allowed out. My father was very strict. He said, no, you cannot go out. So it was me and my 3 sisters. And we had fun by dancing in the house. My older sister would come up with routines and like wake us up at 6 in the morning or so and make us learn routines. And then we would have to perform and just practice, learn. And then we started having to come up with our own choreography or so. So that was my measure of fun. And then I would watch music videos and come up with the video treatments in my head or come up with what I think the choreography should be. So that was my introduction into dance. I've just always loved it. It's always been a core part of me. So growing up, I kind of knew that it was something that I wanted to have as a part of my life or expand into my professional field.
Okay. But then there was a time in your life where you decided health was important.
Right. I was out of shape. Bottom line, I was in my 20s, late 20s, and I wasn't eating right. I wasn't taking care of myself in that regard. So I saw some pudge and some roles that I needed to address. So I wanted to get into working out. I joined this local fit camp, right? And first I actually got certified in Zumba, realized it wasn't for me because a lot of people don't realize that with Zumba, there's a 70% Latin playlist. And as much as I like Latin music, I wanted to dance to the music that I like. So I joined this local fit camp and they knew I was certified in Zumba. So they asked me to teach Zumba classes. And I said, no, I don't want to teach Zumba classes. I want to do it my way. And that's where I started talking about, well, I wanted a nightclub theme with a live DJ or so on. So they said, yeah. And that's when I first started teaching my nightclub classes. I call it a fitness nightclub. So that's where that started.
Oh, wow. A fitness nightclub.
A fitness nightclub. Yep.
Yeah. And I can see how that comes in, but I don't want to get into that yet. But okay. What inspires you? Just generally, outside of dance, what inspires Ciji?
I am a people person to a certain extent. So what inspires me is helping people. What inspires me is positivity, working around people, the energy of people, my own energy that I can give to people. Those are things that actually push and motivate me in every regard, in dancing and my other love, which is writing too. So, I mean, I would say that's what pushes me the most or inspires me the most, people.
So you got a love of writing. Tell us a little about that. You caught me off guard. Tell me about that.
I used to have a magazine. I used to freelance for a few different magazines, and then I launched my own magazine in 2011. It was called A Game Magazine, and it was at that time I had a dream of doing it digitally because with freelancing for other magazines, I knew that at that time for printing and distribution, it was like at the minimum $20,000 to get your magazine out on shelves and so on. So I said, I don't have that money. So I did a digital magazine, and we did really, really good. You know, we got some really strong artists for our issues. And then my other writing has been, I just recently launched a children's book. Well, my first one was in 2018. It's called Let's Get Charged Up. And it puts kids through a dance fitness workout to try to keep kids healthy. And my second one is called Daddy, I Want to March. And it's encouraging kids to be active in everything that's going on with diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Oh, wow. That's dope.
Thank you.
So you got into writing.
Yes.
And you're a dancer.
Yes.
And you wanted to get in shape.
Yes.
And you merged those you merged those passions.
I did.
Into businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about this first business, Charged Up Dancing, how you really, what was the pivot point? What was the time when you decided, like, now it's time for me to take this to the next level?
So that fit camp that I had started, that they wanted me to teach as a Zumba instructor, and I kind of gave them what I wanted to do. They welcomed it. At the time, it was called Club 10 because I introduced it as a fitness nightclub. I wanted to dance. I wanted to have a live DJ. I wanted it to mirror the nightclub because that's when I remembered getting my best workout in, sweating and not caring. And that's the only way that I enjoyed working out. So that's what I wanted my class to kind of mirror, the whole nightclub feel. So we got a live DJ, a series of different routines that I studied plyometric exercises. So those are the things that if you go to a personal trainer, they'll have you do, like lunges, high knee squats, all those different things. And I merged them into dance routines. So I'm tricking people into working out. So they think they're in a club, but you just did 200 squats and you don't even realize because you just did it to juveniles, back then. So, so they come out thinking that they just came out of a party, but I tricked them into working out. So I ended up going on my own because with everything, it just made sense. I wasn't merging with those partners. We weren't meshing, the money was being stolen, all these different things. So I said, I don't need partners to do my own thing. And I was sitting back thinking about how I wanted to evolve from the whole Club 10, but still keep my brand the way it was. And I said, it just has to be charged up. It has to be charged up. And then I sat and I said, that's it. The name is Charged Up. And from there, so we started Charged Up Dance, and it's been going ever since. That was in 2015 when I went on my own. Yeah.
Wow. And now it's going strong, and it's 2021.
Right.
So just briefly to talk about that, how has COVID affected your Charged Up Dance?
You know what? I call COVID the big reset because it pushed me more than anything. When everything happened, I was teaching at a local gym and it closed due to COVID. And then from that point, Charged Up was homeless. And then I started renting space from a local boutique that was like renting the back room of their office out, and I was teaching classes there. And I realized at that point that I was going to everyone else's space and building up their momentum. And it was just like a light bulb had hit, like, why are you doing this? Because it wasn't a great experience. Charged Up was bigger than that place. And the more people that came in and asked about Charged Up, the more uncomfortable it made that particular store owner. It was taken away from her brand. So for a while, we just taught classes outside in the back of a barbershop. Like this was during the summer past. And it's getting, it was warm weather, it was fine, but then it started getting cold. And at the time of November, it was cold. And then it started getting into like a little bit later in November and it's getting dark earlier. So I realized that I had to get my students into a building, and I just drove around and looked for a brick and mortar. I found a space that I wanted, and it used to be a dentist office. I mean, it was a disaster. Pipes coming out of the walls, broken down old wood and everything. And I said, I want it. I said, this is what it is. I want it. And nobody understood what I saw. And really, we just gutted the place and, renovated, put down floors, mirrors and everything. And now we're here.
So there's two questions. I'll ask the first part. What do you say the qualities you have that enabled you to continue through the ups and the downs, to push forward and then make the decisions you made about your businesses and being successful?
I'm very confident in my ability to touch people. I'm very confident in that. I know that I have a strong innate gift to connect with people. And by connect, I'm very compassionate about any and everything that they're going through. So when my students come here, it's not just about how many people I can get in here. It's about what exactly is it that you need from me. I laugh with them, I joke with them, and we have a model here. We build confidence through dance, so we call it confidence. So we have women that come in here that their first day, they go to the back of the room. They're shy, they don't want to be seen, so on and so on. And then next time, by the time we start shooting another video with them, because we do videos too, everybody's a video girl here.
Mm-hmm.
You see their evolution and they start coming to the front of the room. Oh, what colors are we wearing for the video? They're coming in with lipstick because it's a whole party. So it's beyond the physical transformation. It's a mental transformation. And I don't think that everywhere that you go is creating that environment. Here, it's your distraction from destruction. And it's become therapy for many people. And I know that that's what makes me stand out, and that's what makes Charged Up stand out from everything else or anything else that's out.
So the one thing I've noticed is that through all of this, you kind of quietly do it for the culture.
Yes.
Explain to me how important that is to you, and where do you see that going in the future?
It's always been about the culture. People have tried numerous times to tell me, "Oh, you've got to change the music you use because you want to, expand and open in the white culture. You want to make sure that because the area that I'm in now is a mixed culture, but it's a high white population. You want to get those white clients too. For me, I'm going to play what I play, which is hip hop. I play what makes me drive faster when I'm in the car. So I play hip hop, I play R&B, I play reggae, I play all the stuff that we like to listen to. And if anybody of any other culture wants to come, they're going to come and they're going to abide by our rules because Zumba doesn't change for us. Nobody changes for us. So I don't feel that I have to change my brand for inclusion for anybody else. It's for us. And I'm comfortable with where I am and who my clients are. And others from, other populations and stuff come and they bear with the hip hop music and they like it. I'm not going to change what we do. They have tried though. People tell me all the time, you gotta broaden your horizons. And no, I don't. It's important to me for me to stay authentic to who I am. I'm not going to authentically come up with a good workout to a rock and roll song. I'm just not. Yeah. So, I'm going to stay true to who I am.
Mm-hmm. That seems like it's important because you can see the through line into the activities that you do. We noticed, was it Sister Circle you participated in,
Yes.
TV One,
Yes.
and a few other things. So that matches the through lines. And I kind of get what you're saying. Like, I don't care who comes, but when they come, they're going to see me.
Absolutely. I'm not changing.
And it's almost like a relationship. You're going to love me for me. And if you don't,
Right.
you got to roll.
Right. But why do I have to adjust to you when everything else is adjusted to you? We don't have anything for just us. So.
And I think that authenticity shines through, especially when you talk about your compassion, because I don't think you would be able to share yourself the same way if you alter what you were giving to people.
That's true. A lot of times people try to go with the trend. They try to go with whatever is out, whatever is like moving. A couple years ago, there was a trend of a type of fitness class called Pound, where you danced with drummer sticks, and it was to rock and roll music, and everybody jumped on that wagon. And I'm like, okay, well, if we do use sticks, we're going to use it to 90s hip hop or R&B or whatever I choose to play. It's not going to switch. Mm-hmm. So, they can come or they cannot.
Yeah. The thing I love about it is that since you have your purpose, you won't sway. So whatever comes, you're going to be standing steadfast. And those are the things that normally survive through the rough times.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what else I wanted to ask you is, like, I do say media mogul. The reason I use that term, and I know people don't get it, but the part that I was missing was writer. And that even strengthens my claim. You've done TV, you do videos, you've quietly mastered social media on a few accounts. And you've been on interview shows and people have done pieces on you. Yes. I mean, and you control most of your own business and your image, and you do it by yourself in a sense, right?
Yes.
Tell me, what is more mogul than that?
You know what? might be right, but I guess, see, I pitch myself to people. If I know that I have something that I need to market or someone, I'll pitch myself. I'll send out my EPK, my electronic press kit, and just send it. And if they don't respond, I'll send it again. Like, what do you want? You gonna look at me, or you gonna ignore me? And a lot of times people don't respond, but more recently I have been getting people that have reached out authentically without me having to pitch myself. So that has been something that's kind of making me realize that maybe I am making myself seen, or maybe I am visible. And it's a good feeling. It definitely is a good feeling.
As it should be. And I think because you're in the middle of it, you don't see everything happening around you.
Correct. That is very true. It is a blur.
Yeah. And like it's interesting because, like, I hate to say these terms because it gets misconstrued, and I get it, but like, you're articulate, right? You understand what you want to do. You're driven and you're focused. And those are the things that lead you to success. And what you do, you normally do it very, very well. And so doing my research, I haven't seen like anything bad yet. Knock on wood.
Right.
And but the thing is, you keep working, and the grind is something else. But it is amazing to watch and to see and to watch you grow. And the thing that I love is, like, you have some dope people that are connected. Like, I know you had your DJs, you had several DJs. One evening, that was definitely a dope party. One of my favorite rappers is PD Crack, and I've worked with him a long, long time ago. See, if you ask them, a lot of them don't know me by Jacoby. They call me Flow Live because that was my website and my radio stuff. But and that's the first time I've said that out loud. Like, I haven't said that in probably a million years.
I got exclusive information.
Yeah. So what I do want to know is, how do you choose those artists to come and be a part of? Because that's also a part of your branding too. How do you choose those artists?
So we have homage days that we do at Charged Up. So we don't just do a regular fitness class. Some days we pick themes. Some days we pick a particular artist. And for that entire hour and a half or 2 hours, whatever, we dance to nothing but their music. And my come in costume, they come in theme. So we have Mary J. Day. We have people that came with the whole outfit from one of her videos and the two blonde braids and so on and whatever like that. We've had Missy Elliott Day. We've had, all those different things. So we like to pay homage to the artists. And for me, I pick the artists that, like I said, when I get in the car, if the music makes me drive faster, then those are the artists that are, nostalgic to me. And with PD, it was interesting because one of the photographers that I work with, he had posted PD, and I was, he played one of his songs, and I just started driving faster. But I, heard the post, and I said, I need to get PD to come to the studio. And I don't particularly know PD. I interviewed him before when I had my magazine, but that doesn't mean that you know each other.
Know somebody, yeah.
I didn't have a direct line to him. And when I had the magazine, I kept more in contact with managers and PRs and the artists. I stayed away from the artists. So I reached out to my photographer, or my old photographer, and I said, listen, I want to get PD to come to the studio. We do homage days, and I'd like to pay homage to him. And he said, you know what? He has new music that's coming out, and that would be dope. So, I got the song, did choreography to it with one of my mentees. It's a young girl that's amazing named Anaya, and we kind of co-choreographed the song together. He was so humble. Like, he was just so, he was amazed that not only did we, and by we, I mean, I'm 37 years old. My mentee
Hold up, you said 27?
I'm 37 years old, but thank you. But my mentee is 18 years old. So for him, it was humbling to see a broad range of different ages knowing his music and dancing to his music. And when his hits came on and we're rapping, and he's like, how do you know, you don't look like you know my lyrics, but everybody knew his music. And it was something that for me, it was touching because it was the first time that an artist got to see the homage day. I mean, we've had artists that shared the videos, but they never were here to see it. So, we're continuing to do things. A lot of the artists from the 90s, we've been able to share and show our videos too, because that's just a special place in my heart, music from the 90s. But I'll always continue to play homage in that way. We've all done sitcoms. We've done, the sitcom themes, and we'll do a whole music video to the Living Single intro or
Mhm.
art intro or all that. So it's just always going to be whatever's fun and nostalgic.
Wow, that's dope. You said something that caught me off guard, and I'm still putting another stamp in the media mogul. So you have a mentee. Tell me about
Yes.
that program or how that started.
I have a few girls that I mentor, and it just happened organically. I'm very energetic when I'm dancing, or so. I was at a place and I'm teaching dance, and a young girl came and she had the same level of energy as me, and I scream when I'm teaching. So it's like, and the little girl's in the corner screaming, and I said, "Who is she?" So we connected, and it's been wonderful. It's been beautiful to just watch her grow, and how she's now an instructor here in my studio. And all of the instructors that I have here, every instructor that I have here, I told them I didn't want to hire any charged up instructors. I only wanted young ladies or women that were trying to launch their own brand and needed a place or a home to be able to do that. And by that, I mean, you're starting your own thing. You are building your own thing. If I can help you with understanding how to create the LLC, or how you're establishing your business, if I can help you with the website, if I can connect you to a videographer, if I can connect you to a photographer, if I can help you with organizing your class, I will do that. But you're leasing space and you're building your brand so that if you, for whatever reason, have to depart from me, you still have your business. You're not stranded or lost, because I've had those severed connections. And if it wasn't for me having my brand, I wouldn't have made it.
Yo, that's
So
dope. That's
yeah,
dope. You keep adding them little notches in that belt, right?
these young ladies keep coming to me, and they're so phenomenal, and they send me messages like, "Oh my God, I would have never been able to do it." And I didn't think I was doing anything special, but if you have to see them. They're so amazing. They're so amazing.
Well, maybe one day I'll swing through. I don't know if I could dance for 2 hours though. These old knees ain't doing it.
Well,
But
most of our classes are an hour, but sometimes if I do an event, if it's a party, it's 2 hours.
you talk. I'm still not dancing for a whole hour.
Yeah,
I'm old.
listen, you'll do it when the music comes on. You'll do it. You'll be mad in the morning, but you'll do it.
I'll definitely if I get up in the morning. Um, so there's one thing that I've realized doing this interview that if I ever have to ride in a car with you,
I'm gonna
right?
try.
We're definitely going to play some like old jazz or
You have
classical
to.
music.
If I drive faster, and I come up with a lot of my choreography in the car.
Mhm.
So I'm driving, I'm coming up with the routine, and sometimes I'll get to class and never have done the routine out loud. But that'll be the first time I do it. But so when I'm driving, I'm literally in my head coming up with choreography. So
Oh, that's where you think and concentrate and stuff like
that's
that.
my safe space. I love it.
Yeah, I won't be in that car. I will not be driving in that car. Mm-mm, mm-mm,
it.
mm-mm. So now I have two questions that I'm asking. The
Okay.
first one is, what is success to you?
This success to me is being happy in the space of what you created, even if monetarily you're not at your peak. It is just being happy in the space that you've created. I've created this space for me, and I look at that. Just a couple months ago, I was homeless. When I say not homeless, not me, but my business was homeless. We were in the back of a barbershop parking lot. And the drive and the passion and everything that I put to open these doors. And in 3 months, we've had newspaper and radio and news outlets that have come just to see the space and interview us. And to me, it's just like, I didn't expect all of that to happen so fast. So I feel like where I am now, trusting myself, not building up others' momentum or putting as much energy into myself, and enjoying it is success.
Wow.
Yeah.
So my last question is before I let you go, because I try to keep these short. I don't like to have those 2 hour shows and hour interviews.
You
They
get it
drive
what
me
you
crazy.
get. Right.
What is CG's legacy? CG's gone. What is her legacy?
Well, see, that's scary. You said CG's gone. Um, it would be helping people build their confidence through dance, through business. And I would hope that people would recognize that my heart has always been in changing lives. I would hope that people would recognize that the passion that I put behind things was because, not only did it make me happy, but I knew that it brought joy to other people. And also that I didn't waver against what was in my core. I didn't waver against who I was to appease anybody else. I just stayed true to myself.
That's dope. So I'm gonna wrap us up. I'm gonna close out on that.
Yes.
I'm gonna end up on that note. That was heavy.
Thank you.
What I would like to say though is that I truly appreciate you coming on the show. You have inspired, enlightened, and brought me to some new realizations. Yo, sister, and keep doing what you're doing. And remember, the energy you give out is definitely the energy that's coming back to you. When you talk about these young ladies come to you, it's because of the energy and what you're putting in the air. So keep doing what you're doing. The sky is not the limit. I stole that from my interviewee yesterday, and she was dope. And so it's amazing to have people with these beautiful spirits, this passion on the show. So I like to tell everybody out there, I see you again. It's going to be another time we're coming up. This is Ciji, Charged Up Dance. Check her up at Charged Up Dance on Instagram. Please check the shows out. Is it Mount Holly?
Yes, Mount Holly, New Jersey.
Mount Holly, New Jersey. I used to work at NFL Films.
Nice.
Right around the corner.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, now this ain't about me. This is your time. Sis, keep doing what you're doing. Everybody, have a beautiful evening.